What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or whatever, period. I'm your host, Fair. We're joined by our wonderful co-host, Lily, and we're here to discuss. I loved this episode of
This was a good episode. It was like a genuinely funny one. Like, I was actually laughing at a lot of the things that were said, the physical comedy. I don't know. It was a really good watch, especially because
Mother
Heather's
has
Ender.
Please stop calling her that.
Heather's Ender, Miss Julia, has arrived.
Please.
Because I didn't remember what episode, though. So thank you to the people in the comments who kept telling us when it was coming. It has arrived, and maybe she's here to stay. I don't remember her being so, like, she is so abrasive. Like,
she's cracked.
Like, I remember, I can see what you mean in comparison to Heather in a few podcasts ago, like about how, sometimes Heather wouldn't just be blatantly mean. A lot of times it would be like specifically to Beth and Lindsay, or maybe in certain isolated situations. Julia is a bitch to everybody, and she doesn't give a fuck. Okay, it's every single person. She is gonna call them out, say something crazy. I mean, the girl walked into breakfast, boxed Bowie upside his head
with his burrito.
One at Ripper.
Girl, as deserved.
And demanded them to tell her who took that video.
Trust.
And then
it was very.
And she did all of that and didn't go home this episode. I was telling Pharaoh, this feels like it's Julia's elimination. This feels like it's kind of like similar to what we got from Nichelle in the way. We had this archetype of what she was going to be into the episode where she went home, where it kind of did a 180. And I was like, they kind of gave us an inkling in that last episode, but this episode, it was the full 180 for her character, and she was pissing people off. So I just thought, of course she's going to go, but it's the reason why she doesn't, because she's that motherfucking girl. Because Heather would have went home here.
No, she wouldn't have, and that's what's hilarious.
She would have.
Because this is what's funny. Heather gets shit done before the end of Final Jam. Julia was having a battle at the damn marshmallow ceremony, trying to make sure the votes went the right way. Heather would have had the votes locked in when she pulled Trent to the pier. Kissed Trent in front of them to make sure they wanted to vote out Trent. Like, she didn't even have to do all the convincing and trying to make all she did was tell Trent to go to the pier. She showed up. He kissed her, and she had the votes. That's all she did.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Let me not. I'm gonna stop comparing.
Not Heather's Ender, but Julia. But that's the thing. Give her own name.
You're right.
This is Julia.
Julia, baby.
Julia is a mother. I would love to see them. I don't know the extent of what Julia is just yet. Hopefully she continues to mother, because then it's like I would really like to see. Go ahead, put Heather and Julia on the same island.
We need that. That would be a real mother.
What if they become friends? What if it's not like
I need a good story. I need like 20 episodes. They need to be friends to enemies arc. We need a friends to enemies arc. A friends to enemies to final two. Give us Allison and June.
I could see Heather randomly being like, I kind of like you for the first time in forever. That could be like an extension of her story. Like, I finally like you.
I really randomly just compared it to Allison and June. And why is it the same archetype?
That would be Allison and June.
That would be Allison and June. A blonde white girl and a queenie Asian.
Heather is June, the winner. We can't have Heather win again. We could.
We can. Why we can't?
We could.
Because even then,
or maybe Julia wakes up at the very last second and it's like, she got to go or I'm going to lose. And then she take her out.
I honestly feel like they would write them to hate each other immediately, though. Like, they'd be on opposite tribes and then on merge, big beef.
You know what? I do see that. That would be a good story too. Especially if there's a lot of other stuff going on. And you know what? Let's get into storylines, because that's kind of one of my things about the season right now. I feel like every storyline that they're building, I really enjoy, because I love the Priya Millie situation going on, even though it's giving fake friend.
Girl, Millie ain't shit.
It looked like love to me. I got fake people showing fake love to me, straight up to my face. That song is from Millie. Straight up to my face. I've been down so long.
It's so nice and so genuine. Millie, she eventually comes around, but it's gonna be a minute because she is so worried about this damn. Oh, and someone corrected us in the comments. It's not a biography she writing.
It's not an autobiography. It's you got it. Biography.
I'm gonna find it. Keep talking.
Boom. So this is my issue, though. I'm loving. We're not even gonna get into that yet. But I'm loving all of the Frogs of Death storyline for the most part. Even Chase and Emma, I don't love because they're not on the same tribe yet, so they don't have to interact enough. But if they merge, I'm gonna like that both of them merge. Ripper and Z are the only two people where I'm like, y'all can go. Y'all aren't bringing anything. I guess Ripper has this beef with Priya, and that's cute. But that's not even cute because it's not real. This isn't Roddy and Danielle Reyes. This is Josh and Danielle Reyes. Like, Ripper is nothing. Like, Ripper can go home. And I feel like that's my issue with Ripper and Z. They're not providing anything to the overarching story.
Like, at least Chase has that storyline with Emma. Exactly. But I think even then, it's like, that's not going to become relevant until we
merge.
We get them to merge. So
that's what I'm saying.
It's not relevant within the team dynamic. Like, the big thing is Millie being fake to Priya. And I guess Priya going after Ripper, but like you said, Ripper isn't anything.
Yeah, like, this is a dud. So I just wish they expand. They took out people who I feel like had no future. I feel like MK could have really had a nice continuation of her storyline, and I don't see how Z could and Ripper could. Both of them need to go. And I have big beef.
Or at least even just keep Damien and take away Z or Ripper. Like, that would have been way interesting, especially because he got into the game. That would have been fun. But what Millie is writing is the ethnography. Ethnography is a qualitative method for collecting data often used in social and behavioral sciences. So she's more worried about doing this instead of being a real friend.
I feel like whatever she's writing or trying to do could have been left at home. You came here to play a game. Period. You came here to play a game.
So why else did you sign up?
Why would you sign up if you're not here to play a game? And now you're using Priya to help you get farther in the game, but you're still going behind her back, writing down details about her that she's asking you. This episode, because we started off the episode, Priya and Millie are like calling each other bestie, like, and Millie's actually starting to vibe with her, and so Millie's actually starting to try to like not put too much of her information out there. But when we get to the challenge, Priya's like, "Yes, girl, this is perfect because my parents sent me to catapult camp. Don't tell nobody that shit they sent me to catapult camp because that shit is weird. But they sent me to catapult camp." And Millie's like, "Okay, I ain't gonna tell nobody." And then we see her in the diary room writing it down. Girl, have you not
seen? Put it in my book.
Have you not seen Total Drama Island? Anything that gets written down gets put out into the open. Gwen's diary room was season 1.
If we need Julia to have a Heather moment and read that goddamn. That's not
and that's what I'm afraid of. Millie needs to lock that. No, she just shouldn't be writing it down. That's supposed to be your friend. Ain't that your friend?
Honestly, ain't that your friend?
Ain't that your friend?
Have some loyalty, Shannon.
And she don't got none. And that's just I can't. So that was at the beginning of, well, they started being, we could see that they're actually starting to become friends, I think, at the beginning of the episode. Julia announces to us, to the diary room, that she lost 300,000 followers because of the video that was.
300,000 is insane.
300,000. How many did she have? Millions?
Like 500,000, I'm assuming. 600,000 maybe?
Child. So she says, basically, I would be sad about it, but what it did is freed me. I'm finally free to show the world who the real Julia is.
The mother.
And it's like that sounds like a positive thing. Oh, let's see who the real Julia is. Girl. Maybe we should just get the fake Julia, because the real Julia is not a good person. So
yes, she is. Ooh. I support all women's rights and wrongs.
I know. Oh, I like that. So that's when she goes in the mess hall and starts slapping bitches with burritos. She slapped them all with burritos, asking them, pressing them on who posted the video. Look around and MK is on mute. Not saying anything. But MK is funny. She's real funny. She's the type of girl that I would have beef with, because Julie asking who did it. And MK is the first person who talks, but she's not talking about who did it.
Right.
Because it should be who did it. And MK is like, shoot, I don't know. Anybody could have really done anything. And it's like,
girl, it was you, mama.
Step up. And MK is so funny. And then at the mess hall, Wayne and Raj, they have their beards on. They playing around with their beards. I fuck with them. They so fun. They a vibe, you know. They would be real cool with like a Owen.
Yeah.
Like the bros. They need some bros. Jeff, season 1. Because season 2, he was.
I wouldn't want them with Jeff. Jeff was annoying.
I liked Jeff season 1. Jeff season 1 was cool.
He was okay.
Period. Then, and he was like not a good player, but he was like that social player that everybody just likes. Girl, let's not get into it. We've been talking about them forever. But it's giving Jason. But anyways, they're cute. So they walk outside. They're on their way to the challenge, and they done lost their beards. And they're like, "Dang, where's our beards? Where's our beards? Where's our beards?" And MK, funny ass, gonna be like, "I don't know, Julia. Did you take their beards? You are pressed and throwing burritos at people."
Oh my god!
And it's
you
like,
know
girl,
what? They literally said that they wear the beards because it's good luck for the team.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, and she took their beards and they lost, and she went home.
And she went home. Don't play with luck. Karma's a bee. I should have known better, girl. So she's period.
That's the dance.
Kills it. Shout out to JoJo Siwa. Well, yeah. Okay, queen.
Right.
So
gay pop.
MK accuses Julia of stealing the beards, but then Julia was like, well, no, because all of my shit is stolen too. My phone is gone. Somebody took my glasses. Bo was like, somebody done took my necklace. Everybody's like, yeah, our stuff is getting stolen all the time.
MK is a whole thief out here in these streets.
Oh, she looked like a thief.
Honestly, she do.
She looks like a whole kleptomaniac.
Look at the big ass coat, the beanie. It's hot outside, baby.
In the summertime. Oh, please. Anyways, we head to the immunity challenge, and the immunity challenge is that, of course, you got to catapult your teammates to these targets with different scored points, and whoever gets the highest points wins. And like we said, Priya went to catapult school, so they should be good. They should be great. But the issue is her team doesn't necessarily care that she's good, because when she tries to take charge, Ripper's like, nerd. It's not funny.
No, it actually made me laugh this episode.
It is funny, but I don't like Ripper.
Ripper wasn't a bad episode for once. For once, Ripper was not insufferable, and I laughed at that.
Honestly,
it was so random. Priya was like, "Oh, guys, I can help." Nerd, like
it was funny. It was funny. Yeah, that one time, but he still needs to go. So anyway, the first couple of times they was just doing anything, getting stuff wrong, but then Priya took control. Because she knows what to do. She knows it's about the torque and the torque. So Priya took control for her team. She was trying to catapult the girls in the right way so she could get the points, and she started getting points. And then on the Frogs of Death, Julia is basically like, y'all not finna vote me out. And what I felt was like, who said they was voting you out? Like, I know she came acting crazy, and they probably would have. But it's like,
they definitely would.
I was expecting for someone to like mention it or something. Like, I don't know. She basically was like, I'm finna be a B word, and then I'm gonna make sure we win. Because if I'm a B word, I don't even want them to have the chance to vote me out. And that's what she did. And I like
that's what she did. And did they still lose? Yeah. But Mama didn't go home.
She tried her best. So she took control of it. She definitely wanted to make sure that they won. She was flinging the girls left, right, up, down. She flung Emma. She has not beef with Emma, but she was talking about Emma hair.
Yeah, Emma hair was looking crazy this whole episode, and she kept calling her out about this bad head.
It was looking a mess. Emma's hair was looking crazy. Chase was all nervous. I'm thinking, what did y'all do last night? But hey, we move. So she flung Emma, missed, and then she started flinging Wayne and Raj. So she flung Wayne into the bull pit. So he lands into the bull pit. He's over in the bull pit. Then she flings Raj into the pudding pit. So Raj is in the pudding pit. Wayne is in the bull pit, and she's still trying to make some points. So this is when she flings Bowie. Bowie announces to us, first of all, that Priya is not the only girl who's practiced before coming on this show. And it's like, love that. I love her prepared.
Yeah, I'm brain and body, baby. Period.
So he was able to land his scoreboard, and then he hops into the pudding pit because Roger's literally drowning in the pudding pit. And then we're revealed that it's also a shark in there. So it's a shark-infested pudding pit.
Randomly. With, what's his name? Is it
Chris. I want to call him Jeff, TJ, and everybody else's name in the world.
Jeff, TJ, Julie, everybody.
Arissa. Like, oh my God. I guess Arissa's the most closely related because they both Canadian.
Canada.
Yeah, Canada. Boom. So CJ, Chris tells us that it's infested with sharks. So they're in the shark infested pool. Bowie hops in, and he's hopping in to help save Raj.
And then Raj out of nowhere kisses him.
And it's like, what?
You can very much like he had been thinking about it because over these last few interactions,
he
it
had
was
been
like
thinking
a
about
little
it.
weird, awkward, like
he had been blushing and
like,
and they were watching the sunset last episode.
Were bubbling up inside of him. Like he's like, do I want to what's going on? Because he's probably confused. He's probably confused. This is a hard time. This is a really hard time. Yeah. It is. Trust me, I know.
I'm telling you it is.
But I'm telling you it is. But this was just such a cute moment. And then Wayne walks up and he sees them kiss, and he's just so excited. Like I really love how they're creating the storyline of like his friend being accepting of it. Like I don't even care about like the gay relationship at all. I mainly love that they're creating a character who is so open that his friend is like that. Like he's excited that his friend is gay. He wants him to tell him because he wants to be there for him. And it's like, that is just so beautiful. But it's also so cute that they just have a gay showmance in here. Like, what? Don't gag the lives like that. And I don't want to hear anything about, this is sexualizing media and da-da-da-da, because we've already talked about this. We done seen titties on Teledrama.
We done seen Heather titties, Lindsay titties.
Jeff and Bridget's storyline for season 2 was them making out 24/7, and it was very, very loud noises every single time it happened.
They literally thought it was the Predator on the first episode, because the first episode it was like that green Predator monster who had a long tongue, and they thought it was him, and it was Jeff and Bridget.
So it's like I don't want to hear anything about that. We've seen people kissing all the time, and this is normal. At the end of the day, gay people exist. We can't pretend like they don't. And this shit happens in the real world. So guess what, bitch? It deserves to be in all forms of media. So I'm excited this year, and this was just such a cute moment.
Period. Shout out to Wayne. That's my not my N-word, but that's my friend for real. That's my bro.
What they say in Canada? That's my Crody. That's my
Brody. My Grody. Yeah. Shout out to Wayne.
That's the fam.
Yeah. Shout out to Wayne. That's really that's the family. But Wayne is so cool because he was so excited. And then he was also like, I can't let me not say nothing until he tells me. But I just saw I caught him. So Wayne clocked that tea. Raj and Bowie kissed. That's tea. It's like, it's a lot going on. Is this the only showmance this season? Because usually they're full of showmances. Everybody want to kiss everybody and hug everybody. But
I know another showmance is such an odd couple is on next season.
Interesting. Wowzers. But this one is cute. Love this. So boom. But it hasn't. I want to see how it keeps developing. Now that I'm thinking about it.
It's so fun.
Okay, boom. So Chris announced is that forget all the points. We got one winner takes all. So all y'all got to do is fling y'all best member, not y'all best member, fling y'all last member into the storm, and whoever goes through the storm and lands in the correct bin, y'all will just win the whole thing. So Priya's team only has one last person who can go to the catapult, and it's Z. So Z has to get flung for Priya's team, and then Julia's like, look, I'm flinging myself because I don't need nobody messing up because we need to win. So they're both
yelling like, y'all can't vote me out if I win,
and then flings herself. And it's not even like a girl. It's not really a catapult. This last catapult, they're flying.
They're literally flying.
There's like minutes of them just
gliding through air.
Gliding. So
I guess falling with style.
Oh yes, falling with style. They're having a whole conversation in midair.
A whole conversation
about how both of them are finna miss it because they're not going farther enough. And so Z is like, well, let me take my leg off. And then they keep asking him how he lost his leg, and he keeps lying. And when he's like ready to go through the storm, he's like, oh, that's exactly how I lost my leg. And they was like, for real? He's like, yes. And he had a diary. He's like, I just lied. He got to be a Libra. Z has to be a Libra because you didn't have to lie. You just randomly lied for fun.
He's so funny. I'm not gonna lie. I like him a lot.
So, and I like him too, but he has no storyline.
Yeah, he's just a slow person.
Give him a friend. Him and Chase are friends. I wish their friendship was more strong or something because it's like a vague friendship.
He's not in the game enough for it to matter, really.
Yeah, it was kind of like in season 1. I hate to keep bringing it up. No, I don't. What the fuck? Like in season 1, the guys kind of all had vague, relationships, and it didn't really matter until they made the boys alliance. So it's like, are y'all real? I don't know. Or are y'all just boys? And then boom, they made the boys alliance. And it's like, okay, now this matters. And with Chase and Z, it's like, y'all kind of friends, or are y'all just bro or what? But I wish they would like literally just make an alliance. Like, y'all could just have a scene in the making alliance, please. I would love that, because then it would make me like Z way more. Because like, oh, you're in the game. But he takes his leg off midair, so he's flying longer than Julia. Not that makes any sense. So Julia falls.
I didn't really say that doesn't make sense with the laws of physics
at all. And then Z wins it for his team. So the Ferocious Trout win. They're immune. Boo. And the Fries of Death.
I didn't want any of the Fries of Death to go home. I don't mind that MK went home, because I do feel like I said last time, her presence on the show isn't really that involved, because she's doing everything like outside of it. I like how it was kind of like brought into the game this episode by Julia, but she can go for me. I didn't care.
Literally. So they go back to camp, and beforehand, the entire tribe is in the bunk. What is it called? The cabin. They're in their cabin, and they're discussing basically the vote. And Julia was like, "Well, look, I'm the reason we were doing so good to begin with. I'm the one who landed 3 of the 4 shots. I'm the one who was manning the catapult." She's clocking T. She talked to MK, was like, well, honestly, we probably should have just kept doing what we were doing until the end when you decided to fling yourself. And Julie was like, I mean, says the person who didn't even fly today. Ooh. And it's like, ooh, don't clock her like that. And then Wayne steps in and he says, actually, y'all, Raj has something to say.
Put him on the spot.
Mind you, Raj doesn't have anything to say. He said, I mean, I guess we should go to the campfire, to the marshmallow, because I don't have anything to say. You can't be forcing you, Wayne. Keep it cute. He'll tell you when he tells you.
Don't out him.
Trust. Anyways, so they're all headed to the marshmallow ceremony, and Julia and MK, during their argument, Julia used, what did she use? Bunk butter? A word that only Julia used. MK used it against her in the argument. And Julie was like, girl, I only use that word. So how does she know that word? Why is she using that word? Because I only say it in a confessional. And she realizes MK must be watching our confessionals.
Clocked her T nasty.
She clocked her real nasty.
I think
she clocked her real nasty.
She thinks
and so she went to Julia's to MK's bed area, searched it, and she found all of the stolen items.
Girl, this kleptomaniac
from everybody else. So she pulls up to the campfire, and this, you know what I was worried for? I was worried that they would just think it's Julia's.
Yeah.
And that she just
MK almost got that flipped. Because she was like, baby, whose phone is it on?
Child, MK was
all this random shit last minute. It's on your phone.
Right.
You say it was me.
I ain't gonna lie, Julie, she had Julia stuttering a little bit. Heather wouldn't have stuttered. No shade.
Ooh.
No shade. She had Julie a little. She was like, "Well, no, you can't side with MK because she's seeing all of us pooping."
She said, "All y'all poop," and that was it. That was enough.
And they was like, "You know what? That's T. She got too much on us. It's too much. It's
the way Bowie grabbed that phone and launched it, he was not playing."
Did oh my god! And this is where we see the diary room of like Bowie's perspective, and he's basically like giddy because he's like, a cute boy kissed me today, and it's like, oh, you vibing.
I live for them.
You fucking with it, you vibing. Like,
this is why. This is. I needed this in my life. I did.
I fucked with that real heavy. So boom, we got to the vote. They voted out MK instead of Julia, so Julia last another round. It was around this many people left when the girls were taking Heather, or were wanting to take Heather out. It was around the same amount of people, like 10, 11 people left, and Heather had to fight for her life for the rest of the game. So let's see how Julia does it.
And usually with merge, they don't have votes; they just have like immunity and like last to be evicted, or or just individual immunity. So she may be good, because I know Heather had hella individual immunities.
She did. She had like 3. She had like 3, which is less than you would think. Honestly, you would think she needed to have like all 7 of them. I think it was like 6 or 7 rounds. No, it was like 7 or 8 because Eva and Izzy returned. It's like 7 or 8 rounds in that merge.
Yeah.
And she was like not vulnerable, but she only had immunity like 3 of those times. And it's like, girl, how did you keep staying? But that's a good rewatch. I can't wait till we rewatch that. When you're that queen, you're that girl. So Julia, we'll see if you can.
She already has.
Up. Oh. She's older than my oldest. We'll see.
If, this is 20 years later. Julia is the new. Julia is the new. You know when they say when one supreme rises, the other tends to fade. Julia said, if you ain't shitting, then get off the pot.
She did. She said, girl, your time's up. Why is you not clocking out? Anyways, we'll be back next week to recap the next episode. Hopefully Julia keeps mothering, because if not, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to not stand that much, but we'll see. Get into our other stuff as well, y'all.
None of it's true.
Boom. And thank you for keeping it real with the kingdom. We're out. Bye. Come on.